Hi everybody, welcome back to Mine with Erin D. I'm Erin D, and we're back for another remake special. I love these episodes. I love going through the original and the remakes and seeing how they're the same and how they grow and picking apart maybe what we like from the original, what we like from the remake, and kind of seeing who did it better. I love this journey. And this week I'm really excited because it's one of my favorite movies as a kid. It's from 1993. It's the Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey, which is not the original movie. But we're going to compare it to its original from 1963, The Incredible Journey. These movies are awesome. I just went through and watched the original. I had never seen it before. I only know the 1993 version, which I have to admit, I grab my box of tissues every time. Well, let's get into it and let's compare.
Now, from Walt Disney, master of the unique, comes one of the most unusual and exciting adventures of our time, The Incredible Journey. Starring three of the most unlikely, the most incredible companions ever teamed for adventure on the motion picture screen. Lua, the rugged Labrador Retriever. Podger, the old, the wise, the battle-scarred Bull Terrier. And Teo, the shrewd, the sassy Siamese cat. Fascinating story of the courage and heartwarming devotion of three extraordinary house pets who, when separated from home and hearth by a strange twist of fate, fight their way back across 200 grueling miles of forbidding Canadian wilderness. A menacing and hostile wilderness in The Incredible Journey. They found unforgettable moments of friendship and welcomed hospitality.
Funny how they seem to know each other.
And there were moments of warmth and tenderness to gladden the hearts of all. The Incredible Journey, a once-in-a-lifetime story based upon Sheila Burnford's best-selling novel, In the Making. See Walt Disney's The Incredible Journey, a unique motion picture experience. Always look to the name Walt Disney for the finest in family entertainment.
Left behind.
Shadow is gonna love it in the country.
Have a nice vacation!
And far from home. They were determined to find their way back. They've set off on an adventure into an untamed world. Across treacherous mountains. Where danger waits at every turn.
I gotta tell you, domesticated animals wouldn't stand a chance out here.
And the forces of nature will test their ability to survive.
I miss Shadow, Mom.
It will be an incredible journey home.
Maybe that's where they went.
But that would be hundreds of miles.
In the classic tradition of Walt Disney Entertainment comes Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey.
Let's compare the two basic storylines of the original and the remake. The 1963 version has us in Canadian, and it's really narrated more so than the remake, which they give the animals voiceovers. So I really love the voiceover part in the what I think of the 1993 version as my movie growing up. I really got into the animals and their journey and their emotional depth, where the original is really fun to watch. Now, I have just recently watched it, and I thought the narrative was really good. I love the Canadian backset. Very cool, similar to the background of the American West thing, but you do get to see a little bit more countryside. I like that the animals in the original movie, you don't get to see the deaths, but it is kind of like you have to get into the narrative a little bit more. So I liked it. I have to say I love the original, and I love the humor of the cat, especially. The oldest dog is fantastic, and the young pup, and how he learns about what a family means. And I think he learns that from the other two. And you get the depth in the remake version. So when we're talking about the special effects in these two movies, I think it's really cool how they did it in 1963. They didn't have the technology we have now, but I thought they did a really great job really using actors. These animals were actually acting, and they had to rely a lot on practical effects versus the CGI that we have now, and that was really cool. I liked seeing that because I hadn't seen it before, but I love how we get the depths from the special effects they have, and making Homeward Bound more realistic, and we can get emotionally more attached to the animals because they gave them voices, and because it really does seem like they're talking to each other more. So different, but I think it was really impressive what they did in 1963. And I have to say, even in 1993, that was really impressive what they did, because that was over 20 years ago. Wow, I'm old. One thing I really love when we're talking about these different movies and the different times to make is seeing the values at the time reflected in the movie. I think 1963's values really show through, the loyalty, preservation, I think the theme of the loyalty really comes through in the 1963 version. I find in the 1993 remake, however, we get more in depth of the family values of the time, where it's a more modern family. The mother had just remarried, so we're seeing that dynamic with the kids adjusting, and we really get into the bond between animals and humans a little bit more. In the remake, we really see how attached those kids are, and we see how their new stepfather is really trying to comfort them. You see the family dynamic, and let's face it, I don't think stepfathers were, I'm sure there were stepfathers, but I mean, it's much more common in the 1993 where everybody was divorced, I guess. So the impact of both these movies, they're both Disney classics. However, I do think the remake in 1993 had more success because of the more humor and updatedness of it. And I think the Talking Animals helped it. I think it just had a better box office success. And to be honest, I didn't even know about the original till we were doing this series about the originals versus remakes. So, sorry. Sorry, The Incredible Journey. You're a fantastic movie, but I didn't know about you until we had to research it for this. So it's a great movie, but by far, Homeward Bound's The Incredible Journey from 1993, it hits my heartstrings. And maybe because it's a movie that came out when I was a kid, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below which movie you prefer. So, to sum up both movies, I think they're both heartwarming, and I think they're both family movies. So if you want to grab the kids and watch either one, definitely do so. They're both great movies. And if you love animals, they're both really fun to watch, which I do. So I thought that was really fun. I do like the humor in the new one. So if you're in a comedy mood, definitely go for the new one. Either way, either version, grab a box of tissues because you're going to need it. They're both fantastic, though. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey through The Incredible Journey and the Homeward Bound, The Incredible Journey. This is a really fun movie. Thank you for joining me, and as always, find a reason to smile today. Bye, everybody.